Alrighty, Grant Fisher, how are you feeling?
I'm okay. Yeah, I wanted that win pretty bad. Didn't quite have the legs on the last 100 meters, but that's the way it goes sometimes. Bounce back to the 5K. Ultimately, I'm on the team, which is good, but man, I wanted that win and didn't really feel the pop in my legs when I went, so I was kind of muscling it out and hoping I could out-muscle the other guys. And yeah, even with 100 to go, I thought I had Nico, but went for it and just, didn't have the legs in the last 100. Nico ran a really strong last 100.
Why do you think that was? Why do you think you didn't have the legs?
I don't know, just some days you feel the pop, some days you don't. I feel like I'm in good shape and I expected to have better legs today, but when I went, just, it wasn't like I felt horrible, but I was hoping to get a little more response out of the legs and just didn't have it that last 100, and Nico did.
It looked like you had an extra gear coming down the home stretch, and then maybe he just matched you.
Yeah, I felt like I accelerated, and he just accelerated with me, and he had that step and a half coming off the bend, and I couldn't make it up. We were moving hard. I think both of us wanted that win pretty bad, and he earned it on that last 100.
With the early laps and those early laps going at the pace that they did, were you expecting something like a 3:58 last month? I mean, that was pretty swift.
Yeah, I was planning on going hard for that final mile. I knew only 4 guys had the standard, so really we had to shape one of the 4, and we were all guaranteed on the team. I felt like pushing with a mile to go was my best shot to win. And that's why I did it. So squeezed hard, and those guys are strong. They hung with it, and it did come down to a kick, and I expected to have a little more in my legs, just not really happy with how things felt that last 100.
What will you do between today and the 5,000?
Go to sleep, get in the ice bath, get a massage. There's really not a whole lot you can do. I've done this double several times now, and I know that expecting to feel 100% going into the 5K is a bad idea, because usually you don't feel that way. So expect a little fatigue, get feeling as good as you can, but be ready to go again. I think 5K is a really deep field, so try to bounce back and hopefully have better legs on.
Tactically, are you happy with how you managed the loss, 250, or do you have any regrets?
No, I don't have any regrets on the tactics. I felt like whole race I was on the rail. I moved when I wanted to, and I was in it with 100 to go, which is where you want to be in striking distance. And if I had good legs, I felt like I should have been able to make up that little gap that Nico had on me. Just didn't have that extra bounce, which happens sometimes, and it's frustrating when it does. But regroup for the 5K, get another shot. That's the nice thing about doubling. Even if things don't go perfect in the first one, you get another shot.
When you took the lead, did you have splits in mind, like I want to try to go 60, 59, 58, or are you just trying, what are you trying to do at that point?
It wasn't so much splits, it was just a hard squeeze. I've made that move before, or a similar move before, from anywhere from 800 out to 2K out. And I kind of have a good feel for the effort that I can put out and still have something left at the end and make it hard on the guys behind me. I felt like I metered it properly, but I just didn't have that top end today, which, ultimately I want to have the top end in September, but I still wanted to have it today and get that win today. So, big picture, I have 6 weeks to get that top end going. My immediate focus is the 5K, so be in good positions and, have a little more bounce in the legs, hopefully.
Can you just share a little bit training-wise, to get back to that top end? You said you have 6 weeks left. What does that look like between now and then, specifically training to be able to kind of round that out?
Yeah, essentially it's tapering and more speed work. It's a long year, so you really have to be careful about when you really come up for that peak on the speed, because it's kind of a trade-off, your ability to run a really strong, hard race from the gun, like time trial style, and being able to kick really well at the end. You kind of give and take depending on your training and the time of year. So I'll back off the volume going into September, increase the speed a little bit, do a lot more of simulating a kick. I've done a bit of that in preparation for this, but with 6 weeks to go, you go all in on that tactic. Yeah.
Thanks, Ron.
Yeah.